care for him. She eventually died. He was shuffled from one foster home to another. So how does a system fail a child like this, and what kind of guts did it take for that child to get up in front of the church and ask for parents? Let's bring in Congresswoman Karen Bass, a Democrat from California. She's the co-chair of the Congressional Coalition on Adoption Institute. Thanks so much for being here today.
Thanks for having me on.
This story breaks my heart.
Absolutely.
Because Davion is just one of so many children who need a home. And when you look at the tenacity of this young boy, he finally realized that he needed to go to the church to finally get help. And at the last minute, he didn't even want to go up. He was too scared. He wiped his hands on his suit, and he went up there. What can you tell us about Davion and all the other kids who need homes?
Well, I just have to tell you, his strength and his faith, I'm sure, is why he had the ability to do what he did. Can you just imagine, children in the child welfare system face rejection so many times in their lives, moving from foster home to foster home. And I understand this young man lived in a group home. But I know that because of his act of courage, I have no doubt that he's going to be adopted very soon. I heard that people are calling from all around the country.
Mm-hmm. So apparently this young man had anger issues. One could imagine that wouldn't be too tough to figure out if you've gone from home to home and you don't have any parents. But before he did this, he lost 40 pounds. Right. He started getting A's in school. I think I read in every subject except geometry.
Yeah.
He dealt with his anger issues.
Right.
And then somehow he decided to turn to God. Is that what we should be talking about today?
Well, you know what? I think we should be talking about all of the above. It's actually not that unusual. Now, what's unusual in this case, of course, is that he chose to do it himself. But churches around this country have been active in adoption. Many churches have adopted a program that's called One Church, One Child. So this has been a trend that has been going on for many years. And I think that his case hopefully will elevate the issue, and even more churches will be involved.
Mm-hmm. Why is this issue so important to you?
Well, because I grew up with two incredible parents and a wonderful family, and the idea that there are children in our country, and any given year it's about 500,000 children who don't have homes, has always pained my heart. And so this is also an issue in Congress, since we always hear about the partisanship. This is a very bipartisan issue. Mm-hmm. I worked on it for a number of years in the state legislature, and it's the same thing within Congress.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's good news to hear today, especially after what we've seen with the government over the last few weeks.
Well, when we come back in session, we're going to have legislation on adoption in the next couple of weeks.
All right. Congresswoman Karen Bass, thanks so much. And by the way, we just want to let our viewers know that the phones have been ringing off the hook at that church down in St. Petersburg, Florida, and we hope that Davion only finds a home. If you have an incredible adoption story, please share it with me on Twitter at Gretchen Carlson. And another example of no good deed going unpunished is this story, as Walmart fires a worker who says he only helped a woman being attacked in the store's parking lot. That's next.